Hi, traders, and welcome to the PL Capital Market Review. I'm your host, Paul. In this video, we're going to look at the S&P, Nasdaq, Russell, Nvidia, and Biotech. So let's start. All right, we're going to start with the upcoming economic calendar, and a lot more data points coming out this week than this past week. So last week was kind of dull on the data points, but the big one Tuesday is going to be inflation coming out. So as always, that's going to be a hot topic. And they're expecting inflation to tick down from 3.9 down to 3.8. So as long as that continues, obviously the market's going to be loving that, and will definitely give a boost to the market. So watch for that one. Wednesday, not a whole lot. Thursday, you got retail sales, the usual jobless claim, weekly jobless claims, and then you do have like manufacturing and production and business inventory data coming out. Those are always can have an impact. And then Friday you do have PPI and consumer sentiment. Also has some housing data, but I don't see that moving the market a whole lot. But definitely the inflation will be the big one this week. All right, so that's the data. Let's get on to the charts. We're going to start off with the S&P. This is the futures contract. And finally broke through the 5,000 level on the S&P. And I don't see that it's done. I see us that we're in this fifth wave. So, we were corrected down for 4 last week. And it looks to me that we're coming up in a diagonal format. So I got this ABC. I think that's 1, that's 2, and we're just in the third wave. So, and it doesn't quite look like this third wave is even done yet when I really drill in down to like a 5-minute chart. So I do see even like a little bit more higher than what they've hit today, 50.48. So I think this third wave is still not quite done, but I don't know that I'd really be buying that one, buying up here. So if that was 1 and this is 2 and this is going to be 3, I'd be waiting for the 4 pullback, because that'll be a nicer pullback and give you a better risk to reward. So wait for a pullback, and then for it to go back up and finish this fifth wave finally. So, I see a little bit more up, but yeah, definitely be looking for the buyback on the when the 4 correction ends. All right, let's move on to the Nasdaq, and pretty much the exact same thing. So here I got this ABC. I think that was 1 and 2, just like on the S&P. And then this thing 1, 2, and then a 3 and a 4, and then just like the S&P, this looks like they're creating like a little ending diagonal. And I got like 1, 2, and this one does look like the 3 might be in. So definitely if they give you a nice pullback, and probably what happened Monday, you could get by that for one more push higher. But it's not confirmed that this third wave is done yet. So I'd only wait for the bigger pullback if you're not already in. And if you're in, just keep riding it. And then when that all ends, that'll just be the third wave when this little piece ends here. And then just like on the S&P, there'll be a bigger pullback, because I think that was 1 and 2, and they're just finishing the third wave. You're going to get a 4 pullback and 5. So you're going to get a couple more opportunities to buy pullbacks, and there's still plenty more up on both the S&P and Nasdaq. So it's just a matter of, where are you? Where'd you get in, and when do you want to take some profit? Because this 4 pullback will be pretty much bigger than any of these pullbacks that we've had this week. So yeah, you just got to manage your trade properly. But yeah, it's still I still see more upside in both those markets. Russell getting strong today, outpacing the S&P and Nasdaq. And the only question now is this all the correction? This little 1, 2, 3, and it definitely looks like, because this piece here is getting quite strong. So it looks to me like this is all one wave right up to here, and then 3-wave correction. And now they're just about to break that high. So this very well could be 1, 2, and now they're going to be coming up, for 3, 4, and a 5 to come break that high. The other pattern, and I don't know how or why this would happen, but the other pattern that could be happening is this 3-wave. That's just A, and then this is going to be just 1, 2, and then they definitely have to come and break this, because it got all these little 1, 2s down here. So they got a little bit more to go, but this could be an A, B, C for the B wave, so that was A, this is B, and then, they could still come down one more time for C before they go. That's a possibility, but if you're not in the Russell, I'd only buy on a bigger pullback. So I do see like this has to go up a little bit more to finish this wave. And then there should be a bigger correction. And so if you can find a nice 3-wave correction, then this would be a better entry somewhere down here instead of buying here, unless you don't care that it does fall all the way down here. Because it could come all the way down to like 1900 or, even lower, 1800s. But yeah, if you could get a nice 1, 2, because I think this is going to be, if it's going to follow suit with the S&P and Nasdaq and just be more up, I think that's going to be 1, 2, and then this could be 1, 2, like 3, 4, 5. For the third wave, give you a 4 down and then still more up. So just a general keep pushing up higher. But yeah, I think I'd wait, if you're not already in on the Russell, wait for a correction to happen, because there is the possibility, like I said, that this does come all the way down. So at least if you buy here, you just have to let that finish before it resumes up. All right, let's move on to everyone's favorite, Nvidia. And pretty much just like the market, S&P and Nasdaq, I don't see this being done, because way down here I got this over here. It was 3 and then 4, and so now we're coming up for the 5th wave, and so far you have 1, 2, and then you got another 1 and 2, and it looks like this over here could be for this 1, 2, could be like a 3, 4, and then right here is a 1, 2, 3, 4, and so now 5. So just like everything else, I think that this wave up, I'm gonna clean this up here, sorry. I think this wave is about to end, but you hit this 1, 2, so I think this is all 3. So eventually you're going to get a pretty decent pullback. I mean, at least as big as this wave here. I think even bigger than this one, that wave right there. I think it'll be even bigger than that. So I'd wait for that correction if you're not already in and you want to join the fun. And so that's 1, 2, and then this will be 3, 4, and then they'll go up for 5, but that won't be the main 5, because you still have this 1, 2. And then that'll be 3, and then they'll correct down for 4, and then go up for 5. So Nvidia's got still more waves up. So it's just a matter of where you want to get in if you're not in. If you're in, just keep enjoying it, because there's still there'll be some pullbacks for the fours, but yeah, there's still more up in Nvidia. So I know some analysts are calling for 800, and I wouldn't doubt we get there. After we get these corrections, it can definitely push higher, especially when their earnings come out in a couple weeks. If they do anything like they've been doing, I think they'll get there easily. So yeah, Nvidia still more up there. And let's look at Biotech. I brought this up before. Been following this, and it looks like this correction is over because this is starting to get really strong. So I got this ABC, and there's an ABC in here. So I think that was 1, and this is 2, and now they're coming up, and this wave up isn't done yet. So I think they're going to push up a little bit more, like into the 92s. I think that'll be 3. And so if you're not in biotech, I'd wait for a bigger pullback. And you should be able to, I think, get it in somewhere in the 80s, upper 80s, that is. And then ride it up for 5 to go back up to like 94, 95 or so. We'll have to see where that 5th wave ends, because they might correct before they go and break that 95 high. So this biotech ETF is looking really good. Now, just like the Russell, there is the possibility that this was just the A wave, and then this is going to be ABC, that's A, this is B, and then they're going to come up for a C wave, and then still come down and just make a much bigger correction before they go up. So there is that possibility. So that's why, if you're not already in, I really would suggest that you wait for the pullback. Because if that's 1 and that's 2, 3, buying here would be much better. Because if it does fall, for the C wave and they break 86, at least you're not buying way up here. So I'd let this 3rd wave finish. I think it'll go a little bit higher than where it got to today, 90, what is that, 91? Probably I'll get into the 92s, but yeah, a 3-wave pullback, and that's a great entry. So I'd be looking only for buys, but I think on this one you got to wait. All right, so that's the market as I see it. I hope it helps. Thanks for your likes and support. Good luck to you all. See you in the next video.